Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's session. Tonight, as it says on the screen, we're going to be talking about your inner CEO. Now, if you're new here, I'm Nichola McLeod. I'm a coach, a mentor, and a team builder, and I just love supporting people to reach their full potential. I've got 25 years' experience as a senior executive in the corporate world and as a self-employed entrepreneur. I want to begin tonight with something simple, but really quite powerful. Most of you didn't plan to be business owners. You didn't wake up one day going, I want to run a business. You probably started because of a need or passion. Maybe you wanted freedom, more time with your family, or something specifically for yourself. But somewhere along the line, it's possible that you became the operator. You do all the things, you wear all the hats, you make all the decisions, and you probably question if you're doing all of it right. And the truth is, you're not alone in that. That's why today we're going to talk about your inner CEO, not some corporate version of yourself, but the calm, strategic leader that lives inside of you. Because when they show up, everything changes. Your decisions, your boundaries, and even your results. So I mentioned this word operator. Let's just have a look at the difference between where most of us are and where most of us want to be. Okay? An operator starts their day in reaction mode. They make decisions based on emotion or urgency, or what other people want. They tend to prioritize everything except their own goals and feel busy but rarely accomplished. Now, thinking about your inner CEO, it's about starting with a clear plan and filtering through every task through that bigger vision, making decisions based on alignment and not guilt, protecting their energy and their focus, feeling responsible but not overwhelmed. So here's a question for you to hold as we go through this session. Am I running my business like an employee or like a CEO? So we're going to have a look at your new navigation system, the CEO Compass. I want you to think of this like your personal GPS to get out of the weeds and back into direction. Now, there's 3 points on our CEO Compass: clarity, energy, and ownership. Clarity is probably what matters the most. Right now, your brain probably has a list. All the things you should do, you could do, and you feel pulled towards. The inner CEO doesn't chase everything. Instead, they decide, they filter. This is your power move. Ask yourself, okay, if I can only achieve one thing in the next 90 days, what would create the biggest shift in my business? Not 5 things, not a general goal like getting more organized. One really specific, needle moving priority that makes other things easier or even unnecessary. Now, why does this matter so much, this clarity? In my experience, most people don't lack effort, lazy, they're just spinning their wheels in 17 different directions. My camera just decided to drop down. Just adjust it. There we go. Now, clarity, that means choosing the right direction, strategic one. If you've been chasing every idea that pops up, saying yes to every opportunity, feeling scattered or stuck in this constant reacting, then you're likely operating as a doer and not a leader. And your energy is being used and not directed. So let's get a bit practical. Let's take a moment to ask yourself 3 prompts. And you'll need to actually answer them, okay? What do I feel proud of from the last 3 months? What do I feel proud of from the last 3 months? What is it that's causing me the most stress or friction? Where is it that I'm hiding, procrastinating, or waiting on clarity that I haven't created just yet? And what's one business goal that I keep on talking about, but I'm not really making progress on? Am I going to narrow that down to choosing one priority? Think of this as your CEO project. If nothing else got done in the next 90 days, this one project would move your business forward the most. Here's a few examples just to help you get a bit started. Launch my signature service and get 5 paying clients. Build a working lead generation system, like a quiz, a funnel, an email nurture. Outsource some operations so I'm not in the weeds daily. Get visible with weekly video content. A clear personal brand. Systemize my onboarding so that new customers or new recruits feel absolutely right. Now, here's something that I really want you to get. It's okay if it's messy. It's okay if it's not perfect. What really matters is that it's chosen by you. Write it down. My 90-day priority is this is what I lead. Everything is either supporting this or it's noise. That's what clarity is. So the next one, energy drainers. You don't need more time. You need more energy. One of the most common patterns that I see accidentally in entrepreneur is burnout disguised as productivity. You're doing all of the things, but not from a place of power. You're responding, but not leading. If your energy is drained, then your decision making becomes cloudy, your confidence is shaky, your creativity just goes on the missing list, and you start tolerating things that don't serve your business or your well-being. So let's have a little think about what drains your energy. Think beyond like being tired. Look for patterns. Is it constant notifications? Is it saying yes when really you mean no? Is it trying to do things perfectly? You overcommit in your calendar. Have you got vague, like unmade decisions lingering in the background? Are you running your business with guilt, not clarity? Now, I find accidental owners often lose energy. Inner CEOs, they protect it. Here's a tool for you. Create yourself a no list. Write down 3 things that you will no longer tolerate. 3 things that you're no longer going to have in your business or your daily routine. These should be things that drain you all the time. It's that low-key sort of background noise that just chips away at your power. Here's some examples for you. Checking your phone before you've done anything else. Replying to every message within 5 minutes. having unstructured days without focus blocks, saying yes to calls that don't absolutely light you up, letting your inbox set your agenda. Create a no list for yourself and stick to this list. Put it somewhere where you can see it at the beginning of every day. Your energy isn't accidental. It's something that you nurture and you protect. Ownership really does bring you power. And it can be uncomfortable. And that's why it works, okay? This isn't about blame. It's not about beating yourself up. It's not even about being at fault. It's about asking the most powerful question a CEO can ask. What part of this is mine to lead? If your results aren't where you want them to be, start here. Not enough leads? How consistent has your marketing been? Team not engaged? How clear is your vision, your direction, or your support? No traction online? Are you leading or lurking? But I know it's really, really easy to find some blame. The algorithms change, nobody has any money, people just don't want it enough. It's not my fault they didn't show up. But when you operate from ownership, you take back that power. You stop waiting for things to change and you become that change. There's some mindset reframes that need to go on. Instead of, why is this happening to me? Say, what can I create from this? What can I lead, shift, or let go here? Here's an ownership declaration for you. Complete this sentence. One thing I've been blaming that I now choose to own is. So, one thing I've been blaming that I now choose to own is. And again, I'll give you some examples just to get you started. One thing that I've been blaming and I now choose to own is my inconsistency with marketing. One thing that I've been blaming that I now choose to own is avoiding having proper boundaries with my team. One thing that I've been blaming that I now choose to own. Emma doesn't want to stay still tonight. I've never done this before, and tonight it's having a field day. There we go. You're not taking control of my time. How many of us do that? And lastly, one thing I've been blaming that I now choose to own is putting off getting the help that I need. I'll tell you something. Radical responsibility creates radical clarity. Another way of putting that, taking big ownership of something is going to give you huge clarity. And with that clarity comes power. Victim versus owner thinking. Now, I said before, it's easy to blame things. The algorithms change, nobody has money, people just don't want it enough, it's not my fault they didn't show up. But when you take ownership, you take back your power. You stop waiting for things to change and you become the change. I need a clearer message. Consistency shapes my results. I create momentum. They are mind shift change, but you'll be amazed at the difference it makes to your business. Now, I've got some power questions here. Instead of why is this happening to me? What part of this is mine to lead? What can I shift or own to let go or let go of? What is my next powerful decision? These types of questions can really, really help you when you're a little bit stuck with your mindset. So here we are, our ownership declaration. The one thing that I've been blaming that I now choose to own. Write this for yourself. Figure out what it is. 3 things I really, really recommend that you get on your own list. You refer back to them often. So here's our CEO compass. Working on all 3 of these will enable you to become an amazing CEO of your business. Clarity, energy drainers, ownership. Now we've looked at a compass. I'm now going to take you to an inner boardroom. Okay, so if we've got an idea here of the direction that we're going in, we've got our clarity, we've got our ownership, and we're in charge of our energy. The inner boardroom. Here's a new one. You are not your thoughts, you are the chair of the board. I think too often we allow ourselves to think that the things that we're thinking is actually who we are. And it's not. So I want to show you a snapshot of what a boardroom could look like. And you can see we've got different people at the table. We've got perfectionism, guilt, fear, comparison. We've also got vision, strategy, and courage. Now, I want you to imagine that you're literally hiring one of those voices and hiring a new one that you actually want driving your decisions for the next 30 days. This is mindset work, but it's also leadership. It's choosing to operate like a CEO, not a scared intern. Think about who is it that you want to fire who's sat at your table? Who's the person that you want to get rid of? Fire them and hire somebody that's actually going to add value. Your thoughts are not who you are, they are just thoughts. Now, I also want to share with you the CEO toolkit. So I've got 9 fantastic things here to take you through. I want to get super practical here. This is where you shift from thinking to doing. These 9 tools are designed to plug the leaks, to help you take that control and help you to lead like the CEO of your business. I want you to think about picking 3 of them today and implementing them this week. So let's go through them. First one, the CEO hour. 1 hour weekly with no distractions whatsoever, where you are going to plan, decide, and evaluate. This is your 1 hour where nothing else matters. You're going to focus on that clarity in your business. The second one, the daily CEO check-in. What must I lead today? What needs a decision today? What needs protecting today? Just asking those simple questions at the beginning or the end of a day. Either end will work. Obviously, you'd change it to tomorrow if you were doing it at the end of the day, but really useful. The 90-day North Star. Now, we've looked at this already, setting one focus for each quarter, one thing that you are absolutely going to focus on for that quarter of the year. Next up, time blocking. This really works for some people. Having theme days, Marketing Monday or Finance Friday or whatever it is that you can make work for you. Some people find a whole day too much and might do a half day or a 2-hour block. Actually breaking your working time up to making sure that you're super productive with that time. That slot that you need to get something done in frees up so much more time. Oh, the middle box there, inbox boundaries. limiting yourself to checking your messages twice a day maximum. I promise you, your world will not end if you do that. And if you've never tried it before, give it a go because it will free you up from thinking that you need to respond to people immediately. You don't. Our no list audit. Create, review, and stick to it. This is that no list we just chatted about. Top some things down that you absolutely are going to stop doing. Review it, make sure it's still right, and stick with it. I love this. Delegate or delete. Now, you're going to need to know with clarity where you're going. And if something doesn't fit, you're either going to get somebody else to do it or it's not going to get done because it doesn't fit with your priority. And trust me, again, the world will not end because you've got clarity on what you want to accomplish. Another one that really works for some people is a CEO journal. It's about taking some time out every day. It doesn't matter what part of the day, whatever works best for you. Reflect daily on how you've led. Reflect on the decisions that you've made. Reflect on how you've protected your compass. It can be really good to go back, look through the pages and see the progress that you've actually made. More than anything, it's the time that you've made space for there to be able to actually reflect that can make difference. And finally, Friday's win review. It's called Friday. You can pick any day of the week that you like. Doesn't really matter which day you pick. But a weekly reflection of what you've done that's been successful so you can make sure that you carry on doing it. This isn't a time to think about what you did wrong. This is only time for you to go, this bit really worked this week. Celebrate it, note it, congratulate yourself and anchor it as something that you want to continue doing. Have a little think about which three of these you could commit to doing this week. So, here's what I know. Your inner CEO is not a better version of you. Your inner CEO is just you, minus all the noise and the distraction. You don't earn your leadership, you just need to claim it. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Choose 3 tools that you can implement in the next week. Write and speak your shift statement. I'm no longer operating by accident. I'll lead with clarity, energy, and ownership. I am the CEO. I promise you, you don't need to know all of the answers. You just need the tools to stay curious, stay calm, and keep moving. I'd absolutely love you to drop something in the chat box that lets me know what you got from this session. I have a free Your Inner CEO workbook that you can get from me. All you need to do is drop me an email, nichola@beautyofsuccess.co.uk. Don't forget to put the H in the Nichola, Nichola, beautyofsuccess.co.uk, and I will send that over to you completely free. Our next session is titled Vision Boards and Visualization. And I can't wait to write this because it's not my favourite topic at all. So I'll be really interested how I'm going to bring this one to life. Tune in for a bit of entertainment, I reckon. I really hope you enjoyed the session tonight.